So what did I want to tell you and leave you with? A couple of thoughts that I had. So when Marta talked to me, she said, you know, what do you want to impart on this group? And what I want to impart is that, first of all, know why you do the things you do, and really be clear that there is no such thing as the private life and what you do at home versus the business life. I think if you keep them separate is where you get a lot of stress. When people say, well, the business, who's the business? Well, it's us. The business is made up of people. And, you know, people just don't turn off and on when they come into work, because especially today where you can actually do work from multiple places, right? So really know your why and be very consistent, because if you're not consistent, I have to say it gives you a lot of stress. And I would say early on in my career as a woman, it was very clear to me I had to come into the office, be, you know, dressed in a certain way, act in a certain way. Didn't want to talk about the kids because, you know, like men didn't talk about the kids in the room. Whereas today, I just, you know, yes, there's still areas of improvement, but we've come such a long way that we can actually just be really who we are authentically at work as we can at home. Raise your hand. I went in with this belief of, you know, if I do good work, I'll get those jobs that are out there. The reality is that it's a noisy place. There's a lot of people, right? And, you know, back in 2010, I remember talking to my boss and she said, so what do you want to do, Angela? I said, oh, you know, whatever the business believes that's good for me, you know what I can do. And she said to me, do you know what? It actually, that shows a sign of weakness. And I was shocked. I mean, it's a sign of weakness. I'm telling you, like, I'll do what you think is right for me and the business. And she said, if you want to grow and develop in this organization and you want the organization to trust you with millions of dollars of a budget, for example, if you're not even clear where you want to go, how can you be clear then of coming up with a recommendation of where you want the business to go? And that was a real eye opener for me. And then the other part that she told me is, and if you never declare what you want to do, you're actually giving your line manager and those above your line manager an excuse to never tell you where you really are at. And so with that, you know, I raised my hand and said, well, I would love to be one day be a senior leader from a P&O perspective, right? You know, your job at Aileen, at the time it was Aileen Richards. And she said, no, I don't see you. But however, here's what you need to do to provide an opportunity for people to see you in that role. And that's actually what got me to roll Canan and head up the P&O function at RC. And I don't think I would have ever had that opportunity if I didn't raise my hand. The third one, so, you know your why, raise your hand. The third one, and it comes back to the Gallup survey that maybe many of you know, which is, do I have a best friend at work? And the reason that question is so relevant is sometimes people say, what does that mean, best friend at work? My best friend was my kindergarten classmate. But what best friend at work means is, who can you go to provide you energy? And what I would encourage you to do is on a piece of paper, put 3 columns. Who are the people? Who are your colleagues at work that give you energy? Who are the colleagues that you do need to ensure that you get the job done? And who are the people that you see in the organization that suck the energy? And I know I hate to say that, but there are people that at times you go, you know what, this is really wasting my time. And it's okay, because it just means that what you need to get done may not tie in with what that person wants to get done. So again, be exquisitely selfish and put down who are those allies that will give you the energy, because we go through our ups and downs. That's life. And when to recharge, having that best friend at work is clearly going to be helpful. And then the fourth one I have there is ensure that you create space to bring in diversity of thought, diversity of experiences. If you want everybody around you to simply agree with you, then you actually don't even need the team, and you can just go off and make your own decision. You do need this diversity, again, of thought and experiences, so people can challenge you. You can challenge, because I'm a big believer that it's the collective intelligence that's going to make you have a much better decision and make you also grow, because by being challenged, you get uncomfortable. When you're uncomfortable, guess what? You grow. And then the final one is to make sure that you do take care of yourself. We live in a world that we're always on, right? Social media and phones and all that stuff. I mean, I don't need to tell all of you that the impact that has. And so take that break. Again, exquisitely selfish.